Now, the reason I'm covering this topic, man, is because I am willing to admit, willing to accept the fact that honestly, the majority of the women that I've dealt with in my life were in relationships, uh, were had a boyfriend, or were committed, or were shacking up, or were engaged, or even married. That's just the majority of the women I've dealt with. Or either they were fresh out of a relationship that wasn't quite over yet. You know what I'm saying? You know how to be fresh out of a relationship and it's not quite over yet, so there's still some emotional interaction between the two. It's always been that way. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, man. There are very few single women. There are very few 100% single women available out here. They're either going to be involved with a man, some men, or a woman, or some women, or both. There are very few single women. There are many more single men than single women because women simply don't have to be single. So whenever you deal with a woman, you're almost always going to be dealing with a woman that's in some type of situation with someone. And it just so happens that married women are not as available time wise as single women, but even more available to be plugged into your life. And that is why I am discussing this topic, because it is hard to avoid married women out here. It is hard to avoid finding yourself in a situation where you're at least, being chosen on by a married or committed woman. And it's just one of those things, man. So I asked myself, why is it that married women are so tempting? Because I've seen men not be very interested in a single woman, a nice looking single woman, attractive single woman, but suddenly have some type of thing for a woman that's already taken, a woman that's already married, a woman that's already in a relationship. So, what I want to discuss today is some of the reasons why married women are so tempting to men. And there are many. There are some things, this is the thing that men have to understand. It takes a well made up mind. You have to be sure, absolutely sure, that you can maintain your honor, maintain your spiritual stability in this society. Because if not, you will find yourself entrenched in a whirlwind love affair with a married woman. I'm not bragging about it, but I've done it in my life. I've done it in my life. And to say that it was not a fulfilling little tryst would be a lie. To tell you that it was not enjoyable would be a lie. To tell you that it wasn't some of the most amazing sex I've ever had would be a lie. To tell you that there have been many women who have catered to me better than a married woman has would be a lie. But also to tell you that there's been any woman who has damaged my relationship with the Most High, whose interaction has damaged my understanding of the Most High, the protection that the Most High affords me, that would also be a lie. Now, yeah, I mean, now in the current times in our lives, Jay left, yeah, but the majority of men who can say that now have not always been that way. But I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why this is so tempting. First of all, men constantly marry women who they don't even feel like that. Men marry women because they got them pregnant. Men marry women because they've been dealing with them for a long period of time and the woman puts pressure on them. There are so many women out here who will pressure a man to marry them. They don't even really want to marry the man. They're listening to people in their ears telling them how long y'all gonna be together, how long y'all gonna be shacking up. Y'all got that baby now, or blah blah blah. What if you get pregnant? You need blah blah blah. Before you know it, man, she's putting the pressure on the man to do what the people want her to do, when deep down inside she don't even want to marry the man. She don't want to be the man's wife, but she don't want to keep shacking up with him because society says there is a certain way this should be done. And so she will pressure a man into that situation, or she will, even if she doesn't have to pressure the man into the situation, she will allow the situation to take place. She will accept this man's ring, knowing that she don't have the type of loyalty, the type of dedication to him, even the type of desire for the man to be what she is telling him she will be. So men consistently marry the wrong women for of this multitude of reasons. There's a lot of reasons, and that's just a few of them, just a couple of them. That's why I say, man, you have to make sure, man, that you are on par with the Most High. You have to be on the par with the Most High, where He allows His spiritual energy to guide you. Because if not, you'll find yourself in a trap, bro. You find yourself trapped up in a bad way. Now, another thing is that women have an innate urge to take calculated risk, and they get a huge adrenaline rush from being a bad girl sometimes. So they just get a huge adrenaline rush from doing something that they shouldn't be doing, for doing something that's taboo. Like taboo is a word that women love. They love the word taboo because it means you're doing something that is out of the norm, something that you don't want people to know about, something that makes you feel like you're stepping outside of your shell, something that makes you feel above and beyond the normal person that you've been. And they love to do these types of things, man. It floats their boat. It makes them feel some kind of way. So when you take into consideration that many men have consistently married the wrong woman, and she doesn't even want to be with him that way, and then you take into consideration that that woman has an urge to take calculated risk, man, let me tell you something. I've known situations where a woman would have a man in her home while her husband is at work. You seen the movie? You seen the movie How to Be a Player, man, with Bill Bellamy and Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac, had that asthma problem. He said, "Smell like Badussi in here." And he had that inhaler, man. Saw Bill Bellamy dip. He said, "I'm, I'm, I'm, I'm gonna kill you." You have to understand, man, that that's a movie, but that's the reality of life, man, for so many men. Because if a woman is not feeling you a certain way and you end up marrying her, man, there are going to be loopholes. There are going to be holes in the trust, in the belief, in the dedication. Everything is going to be jacked up, homie. And many men are doing this. Now, listen, I had a homie once, man. We weren't really homies, man. We got money together. So there was this chick, and he was with her, but she went and she got with another dude, and him and her were like they were off and on knocking it down, man. But other dude, she married the other dude. Now all the while that she was married to, let's say this dude's name is Ralph. Let's say all the while she was married to Ralph. Let's say the other dude's name is Mac. All the while, let's say her name is Sabrina. So Sabrina and Mac were, I mean, they knew each other for a long time, for a very long time. And then I forgot the other cat name. We're gonna call him. I forgot his name, man. We're gonna call him Elvis. So Elvis comes along, and Sabrina and Elvis start dating. Now all this time, Sabrina and Mac are still off and on getting together sometime, man. It's never all the way over for them. You know what I'm saying? They just have this amazing sexual chemistry that they just can't put down. Now, Sabrina goes here with Elvis, and before you know it, Elvis asks her to marry him, and she does. And now the crazy thing is, the night before she goes to marry Elvis, she spends the night with Mac. Elvis doesn't know this. Elvis go ahead and marries her. Now, the entire time, there was a couple of times where, like I said, me and Mac were getting money. We were getting money together. So a couple of times we'd meet, and he'd have Sabrina with him. Now, this is the same Sabrina that just married Elvis. So he have Sabrina with him while we linking up to handle what we handling, right? And or she'd be meeting him at a spot, and I meet him at that spot, and then she pull up and they go in the spot and do what they're gonna do. Now, this entire time, Elvis finds out about this. So Elvis and Mac are kind of having words. This could have gotten ugly because none of these guys, I mean, as far as how they interact with women is one thing, but as far as like street cats, these cats wasn't no punks. This could have gone any way. You know what I'm saying? It could have been one dead man or two dead men. You just never know how this was gonna go. This could have really turned ugly. But so, me and Mac stopped making money together for a minute, and then I saw him again. And how about him and Sabrina were married? Now he went from being the man she spent the night with the night before her wedding to being her husband. I don't know what happened to Elvis, but Elvis is gone. Now Sabrina and Elvis have a child together. So now she's married to Mac, and Elvis is her baby daddy. But who got left out in the cold on this one? Your boy Elvis is over there looking crazy. But whose fault is it? It's Mac's fault. Mac knew. Mac had no respect for Elvis. Mac had no respect for Elvis's situation. Or was it that Mac just couldn't resist Sabrina? You see what I'm saying? You see how Sabrina goes and marries the wrong man, even though she knows she's emotionally tied to this other man? She knew what she was doing. She knew that she wasn't going to leave Mac alone. So why did she go and marry Elvis? Listen, how can Mac fall back when Sabrina never left him alone? She didn't respect her own vows. You knew she wasn't going to respect her vows. She was with him the night before. So, these type of situations are the situations that I've learned from. And, I tell you guys all the time, if you got to pick, and I know, no, don't be a beta male simp man Johnny, be like, well, I won't pick neither one of them. I'm saying if you're in a situation where you have to pick, you have to pick which one you're going to be. Are you going to be Elvis or are you going to be Mac? If you have to pick one of those positions, who are you going to be? You're going to be Mac. And that's the situation that married women put men in. They put you in a situation where you have to choose to be Elvis or Mac, or you have an option to be Elvis or Mac. You don't have to choose either one of them. With Elvis, Elvis just got caught up, but you don't have to choose to be Mac. But it's better to be Mac than to be Elvis. Mentally, emotionally, it is better. Like, so the urge for the calculated risk, see, it was a calculated risk for Sabrina to go be with Mac the night before her wedding. The adrenaline rush she got from being a bad girl. I'm about to go get married tomorrow, but I'm going to spend this one last amazing night with Mac. And she goes and she does it. And she feels like she's in control of her life, because the next day she's got to go in. So look at the great life she lives. She goes and gets to be a bad girl all night before she becomes some man's queen, man. The adrenaline rush. It's a calculated risk, because in traditional wedding settings, the groom isn't allowed to see the bride before, so the groom couldn't see her that night anyway. He's somewhere off chilling somewhere. Maybe at a bachelor party, so who knows? He's somewhere off chilling. But instead of having a bachelorette party, she's with Mac all night. And then the adrenaline rush that she got from two men being at odds over her. There's no greater feeling that a woman can have than being fought over by two men. Two dangerous men who have the capacity to, put somebody in a 6-foot ditch. You understand? That's the life that she's living, man. You welcome that into your life, man. It's gonna be a certain type of energy, man. It's that type of energy, man, that'll, it'll fold you in, man. It'll fold all your blessings in and everything, bro. So another thing you have to understand is this, man. And speaking on that, this is one of the major things that will get you caught up. Sheldrick Rest is in the building, man. Oh yeah, they will they'll get you knocked off or make you knock somebody off. You know what I'm saying? They'll get you sent to hell or jail or one or the other one. Another thing, man, another man's woman will give you more act right than a single woman because her needs are not all encompassing. A lot of men get caught up in these situations because they can get the best of both worlds. You see, a married woman cannot put pressure on you to be monogamous. She simply can't. Even though I've seen situations where some of them tried to, but she really doesn't have a leg to stand on. So she comes through, gives you the best that she has. She comes through, give you whatever you want. And then she has to go. She can't be hawking you. She can't be sweating you. You ain't got to worry about that because she's got a situation at home. And for men with low self-esteem, that is a perfect case scenario. If your self-esteem is low and you just need to be catered to by any woman, no matter what her situation is, that is a perfect case scenario for that particular man. And, that is one of the main things. Like, she will give you, you don't even have to jump through hoops. You don't have to do any of that. All that dating and all of that, you don't have to do no dating because she don't want to go out there and be. See, this is how men who are all into their dating scene, they always get caught up in these situations because they're rejected so much by so many women that they don't think about any of these things. They don't think about the consequences and repercussions of being with any woman. They simply just do what they're going to do because they understand that they may not have another opportunity to be catered to like this. And so those men are consistently being caught up in situations with women who are in relationships. And the women know that they're beta, and so they just play to it. They get everything they can out of the dude and sell him dreams and do all kinds of things because these men simply need to be catered to by a woman because it is something they do not have in their lives regularly.